always talk about ballet bring people together, but what is that, like specifically?
For me, I feel like ballet has always felt like home. The people that you're with, the instructors you're with, they're just so excited to share this passion, and it doesn't matter what language you speak, which culture you come from, it's universal, and it's amazing.
Yeah, that feeling is very strong. It's like you believe the student can do it, and sometimes when I do it well, I see that Mr. Du is more happy than me.
There was one thing that you said, ballet is ballet. There is no ballet for children, there's no ballet for intermediate.
Adults wanted the real experience and to push their body in the right way at the current and explore the potentials.
So you don't water down ballet. And I've been here now finishing your 1 week intensive, and I can honestly say ballet is ballet. It is real, and you have to do the work, and the work is challenging because it's the real deal.
Wow, there's someone who understands adult students, and there's someone who understands that there are adult ballet students who are serious about the training and who would take us seriously like any other students.
The attention to detail was something really rare in a typical open adult ballet class, and it helped me improve a lot. Actually, I started as someone who do like maximum 2 ballet classes a week to someone who can do it every day, almost every day.
Yeah.
The class gives me the feeling that it's something that is possible as an adult. I think Mr. Du kind of implanted a kind of belief that you can do it.
That's right. This was a real thing. Adult ballet was a real thing.
Always talk about ballet bring people together, but what is that, like specifically? Like I can tell our story, right? I mean, this from DUCON, right? From very first DUCON, the height of COVID, America just opened. Amy came all the way from Malaysia, joined the US DUCON for the first time. It was like 7 days, 3 snowstorms, freezing, height of COVID. That's where we met. And we've been online and in person. Ballet sort of like it's a topic for us to communicate, correct?
Yes, exactly.
So how do we come to this moment? I mean, let's talk about that. So we got this, right? How you ladies, I love to meet friends. Like I see Phoebe every Saturday, like a morning kind of thing, right? I see Phoebe online.
Yeah.
That's we met virtually. For some reason, because of ballet, it's we're very exposed, just because even online, we're experiencing something very difficult, very challenging. Either is we're tired, the leg is not high enough, it's combination too fast, and I'm too demanding, something like this. So I feel like I know you to a certain extent through ballet. So let's talk about how do we come to this moment right here. Yolanda, how did you find me? I mean, how did you find DUCON?
Well, I started 2 years ago with an instructor in my home country, Nassau, Bahamas. And it started off as bar, and within 6-8 months of being in this bar, I said to him, because he used to be a former dancer in America, and I think it was the American Ballet, and I said to him, this is beyond bar, this is ballet, and whatever it is, I am absolutely loving it. And I'm one of these people who are very passionate. I learned tennis as an adult, I learned to ski as an adult, I learned to do swimming as an adult. And so it grew into this amazing passion, and then I wanted more. I wanted to look beyond what I had locally and started to research. And I came in contact with many online platforms. Because I was passionate about it, I suspected that this was a real thing. And then I discovered when I did my research that adult ballet was a real thing in Asia, in Europe, and coming on stream in America with the Joffrey Ballet in Chicago. But one thing in particular that struck me was I listened to you every time you did any presentation, but there was one thing that you said. Ballet is ballet. There is no ballet for children. There's no ballet for intermediate. You know, a demi-plie is a demi-plie. So you don't water down ballet. And I've been here now finishing your 1-week intensive. And I can honestly say ballet is ballet. So whatever a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old or 13-year-old is learning, it is real. And you have to do the work, and the work is challenging. And I think that's what I love about it, and that's why I'm passionate about it. And I'm passionate about the program because it's the real deal.
I always feel like we teachers, we're just messengers, right? We didn't make this up. We just, according to our understanding of the doctrine, and we deliver the content, we deliver the experience, right? And we acting on behalf of this thing right here. I don't know what this thing is, but I am looking at it in a responsible way, in a caring way, but also with a sense of integrity, right? Sometimes in our industry, whenever we teach adults, we have a tendency to make up a scenario. We have a tendency to make up an environment and experience that not really, it's like hollow, it's not really real. So I don't believe, after a while of teaching, I don't believe that's what adults wanted. Adults wanted the real experience and to push their body in the right way at the current and explore the potentials. It suits with people with this kind of desire and tenacity and the attitude of not have to have success all the time, but actually have not be afraid to encounter setbacks. I think that's very important because every day, look at it. You look at the mirror, and your teachers basically tell you what you did wrong. I mean, I try to not to go that route. I try to give the instructions instead of point out what you did wrong. Anyway, it's a correctional environment. You understand? It's like you do something, and every day, look at this photo shoot. Little fingers, I'm fixing it. Little legs. But I think it serves people in today's environment. It's a very important element. It's because it's the structure. I do believe also for children as well. It's the structure that is very attractive to me, and I can't teach any other way, I mean, to be completely honest.
But an intensive program is brilliant because adults, life takes over. There's many things as adults that we're doing. We have real jobs. We have family responsibilities. Some people have children. But to spend the entire week focusing on your passion in this type of supportive, well-organized program has been more than I could have expected. It's actually phenomenal. And the DUCON program, with the support from your team, before you even get on a plane to travel, they stick with you through the entire process until you arrive. And from there, they continue to just build on this thing that is adult ballet. I mean, when I say to people that I'm doing ballet and they're looking at me like I have 4 heads, it's because they don't understand that this is a thing and this thing is real and it's blowing up because a lot of people, the technique and the training that we receive takes you into your old age. There's no stretch, for example, like a ballet stretch. And the lifestyle of a ballerina is what I just consider phenomenal. I don't know what you ladies, if you have a similar experience.
What do you think, Phoebe? What brought you to ballet?
So actually, I also started ballet like 2 years ago when I first moved to Rome.
2 years ago?
Yes, to Italy. And then I started at a local ballet school. I really like it, but I wasn't that serious at that moment. I lack consistency. And then after like the first year, I signed up for like a local intensive in France. And then I went, and after 1 week of doing a lot of ballet, a lot of other exercise, conditioning exercise, it started to get to me. Like, I realized that actually I like it. I love music. I love classical music. And then after that, I feel that, oh, actually physically I can do it. Because previously, to be honest, ballet is the only kind of physical activity that I do. I work desk job, so this is actually the only physical activity that I do a lot. So after that trip, I realized that I can do it, and I love to do more of this. And I started to do more classes, but my local school only have like a few classes per week. And then suddenly I saw some of your YouTube videos that you filmed during the COVID times, where you have your online classes, and I got hooked. Like there's a lot of details in your videos, even the small shorts videos, the tips. And then I realized that, oh, this is actually what I was looking for. And then I started to take classes with you maybe like a year ago. And I love those because the attention to detail was something really rare in a typical open adult ballet class. I think that's really valuable, and it helped me improve a lot. Actually, I started as someone who do like maximum 2 ballet classes a week to someone who can do it every day, almost every day.
Yeah.
That actually thanks to you. And I decided to sign up for this intensive because I also want to meet other serious students. That's my story.
That's really great. I mean, I'm always truly inspired and humbled when I hear words like this. I mean, it was something we had to do, and for myself, I mean, to be selfishly speaking, and I feel like we needed to do something. We're trapped in the QF Academy, and I refuse to just sit there. I mean, I just absolutely refuse to do it. And then we realized that the virtual world is endless. The virtual world, we can literally go to people's living rooms. I met your cat. I know when the sun goes up in Malaysia. I figured that out, right?
Yeah, you say the sky is so dark.
So it's pitch dark when she takes class with them. Then I see the sunrise. I see airline stewardess from Australia, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and people write me messages from London, nurse from London, put me in her ear when she's dealing with the horrific things. It's changed my world as well. It's not just I change you or anybody. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just doing my job. I did my job as an educator. I'm still doing my job as a autistic person, which has responsibility to inspire others, to change other people's lives for the better. That's autistic people's job. They're not supposed to be all just self-indulge into dreaming their own success, their own satisfaction. No. Beyond that, we have a responsibility to lifting other people's spirits, either with performing. Yes, we got this on stage performance, of course. But I think as an educator, we can do more, right? So it's not just you spend the money, go to theater, and you see the sets and costumes, you saw the ballerina, you go home, but ballet class is a little bit different. It has a ritualistic feeling to it. And it has something, you talk about consistency. There is a perpetual rhythm to it. And every day we come back, we find somehow a little bit more improvement. I talked about today, a little bit of achievement is, the greater success is made up the little bit pieces, achievements. That to me too. So it's not just you. If I see you improve, somebody did something great, I take a nutrient from that as well. Like I see at the height of that situation, I literally see sun rise on that window, sunset on that window. And I tell myself, you know what, I'm doing something special. Truly. I'm doing, I'm looking at the situation. I got 12-year-old, and I got older person. I got a man here, has a Vaganova, literally a picture of Vaganova, sit in his beautiful home studios. I look far back. I said, that's Vaganova's picture. He hung his picture in his home studio. It's like a stockbroker. It's like I met most incredible people in the world. Absolutely incredible. It's enriched my life.
But where else could you go to spend a week working on your technique and the experience, learning French, learning musicality, and the coordination? What else? And to perform at the end of it.
It's a gift to me as well.
It is.
Because we feel the sense of accomplishment when you do.
Yes.
Right? So that day, I think when I realizing that, it kind of changed my life a little bit. Because as a dancer, I was a dancer, a professional dancer. In trade, I was trained to do that. I wasn't trained to do educator. But for people like us, we start teaching, it's always like something we had to do it. Like that's something you do. You get off stage, you become a teacher. It's something I had to do. And from a giving, I feel like I'm giving my 90 minutes, give a class, okay, I get paid. And from that movement, one day, I felt there's something I can take from the class, from what I did. That changed my life a little bit. I felt that was a turning point for me to become a better teacher, because I want to see the results of the students, and I actually found happiness, that connection, my happiness through your happiness. That day on, from that moment, I felt, okay, I began to feel like I'm an educator, not just somebody make the hourly rate. What's your hourly rate? That's my hourly rate. And I make the money, and which can be very challenging. Like you're always outsider, right? You're always outsider. But if I just put myself in you, put myself, like feel your anger, feel your frustration, and feel your happiness, and it made that 90 minutes worthwhile. So we experience the frustration together. And I get frustrated with you, right? I mean, sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
This is ballet. What teacher would not? I mean,
you know what I mean? But you get it, right? It's not like we have no.
But it's
like
respectful.
No hard feeling. No hard feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't.
And it's respectful. You do it with respect, and the student knows you're trying to get the best out of them. Especially at the end of it, they're going to be performing on a real stage in front of people. Where else can you go to get this? It's just incredible.
It's not just for you. It's for us as well. For us, there's no way we can feel good about ourselves if we do some kind of half job. Like not fully. It's like for ballet, we talk about like fold out. I can't mock some teachers say, you can't mock the combination. I feel like if we don't fully commit it and it just, crawled in and feel the dirt, I feel like we can't answer to ourselves. I mean, that's not who we are. And I think that's all the team and all a part of like that. Stephanie, talk about your story.
For me, I feel like ballet has always felt like home. When I went away for college for the first time leaving my family, I found my best lifelong friends through dance. And then I moved to Chicago. I didn't know anybody in the city, and I found my local dance class, and I wasn't very consistent with it, I have to be honest. My discipline has always been on the lower end, but it gets me through those times where I feel I'm lacking self-confidence, I'm feeling lonely, and ballet always just brings me back to feeling like I'm at home. So I moved to Madrid when I was in college, and I didn't speak the language, and ballet was something I could jump right into to gain a community. I was in Lisbon for a while. I I'm not very good at languages, so didn't speak the languages. But you know, the ballet classes are always somewhere that welcomes you. And it doesn't matter, right now I'm in Munich, and once again, like, it's just that home base no matter where you are, because the people that you're with, the instructors you're with, they're just so excited to share this passion. And it doesn't matter what language you speak, which culture you come from, it's universal. And
true.
it's amazing. So, yeah. And then you get to meet such amazing friends.
You can always find a local open class right away. Within that class,
Exactly.
right away you have something in common.
Yeah.
Right? That support is amazing. Pre-Wan, what about you?
What bring me to ballet?
Yes. How did you get involved in ballet? How did you decide to spend resources and time? And
I started ballet when I was 13, 14. It was considered late already, so I was put into an adult ballet class. But then I was in adult ballet class, and then I did exams and stuff, and then stopped when I went to university. Back then, I did not have a very good experience, I have to say honestly. It was
because of instructors? Why?
It was not taught in a way that was suitable for adult dancers. You were pushed in a way that is probably not the most suitable for my body type or something like that. But so I got scared of ballet and then stopped because I wasn't feeling confident. I felt like with this body type I will never be good at ballet, and it really broke my confidence. But then after I started earning money on myself, I gathered some courage and then went back to a drop-in adult ballet class in Bangkok, and then I started to realize how much I love it. So yeah, it's emotional. Yeah, and I went back to ballet and did it consistently for 2 years now. And then I knew that I wanted more, so I started searching, doing all types of Google search. So maybe the algorithm knows. And it sent your shorts and your Insta posts, and then I got hooked, like Phoebe said. And I was touched by what you said, that Yolanda mentioned, that adult students, there's no adult ballet. Ballet is ballet. You need to teach it the way that it is. And that touched me very much. And I feel like, wow, there's someone who understands adult students. And there's someone who understands that there are adult ballet students who are serious about the training and who wants to get the same training as, other professional students or other vocational students, and who would take us seriously like any other students. So that's what brings me to here.
Yeah, actually, it's not more of a question, but maybe I can share something about how I feel about this program. And actually, I think I got to know Mr. Du through YouTube during the pandemic time. I have been watching silently on the YouTube for like a year and been doing that without any instruction. But I was like dreaming one day Mr. Du may come out and open his own business. And indeed, it happened in 2021, right? When is it? Yeah, and I was like, oh, he really came out. Okay, let's join. And I found that I wasn't really loving ballet as much until I really started the program. Because as an adult, I didn't have a fundamental training before, so it was really challenging even to execute a plie or tendu. But I slowly find my footing from the online class, and then, a winter intensive is coming, but it's during winter, during COVID. I was like, should I go? But since I traveled to US that time, I feel very engaged with the whole program, and I think it has served as a very good development platform for me. my friend has been asking, how do you wake up at 5 o'clock to do this kind of classes?
It's like pitch dark outside.
Yeah, so I told my friend, actually, I also wonder why, but I think that each time I come out of the class, I always discover something that I can achieve. Or I think even though I face some challenging moment, but the class gives me the feeling that it's something that is possible as an adult. I don't have a career in front of me as a dance career, but I think Mr. Du kind of implant a kind of belief that you can do it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that feeling is very strong. It's like you believe the student can do it, and sometimes when I do it well, I see that Mr. Du is more happy than me.
Such a good teacher.
I have to get up 6 to teach the 7 o'clock class here. So, if I get up that early, I better see something like pleasing me. It's like I need to get something. It's just changed our lives, really. The virtual world, it's just changed our lives. And I get to learn so much, each DUCON. I believe we're always going to be knowing each other and care for each other, and that's what this community is all about. It is not about just to get a quick something, fast something, one-time thing. It's never what we want. And it's for many years now.
Yeah, so I feel like the online platform was really good because even though it's online, but you can have a very deep connection with every student, and that is very magical. It's online though.
I learned so much. For some reason, it's I'm in the body language business. I can figure out the disposition of each student. When they start a class, I can figure out whether they're in a good mood, what the mood they're in, they're dragging or not. I can really feel the energy just from TV. It's very interesting.
May I ask, what thought process you went through when you designed an intensive to include the performance piece, which, by the way, I think is ingenious? What thought process you went through in doing that?
That's a good question. For me, I always believe that it has to be an experience. It always has to have a conclusion. Like you write a sentence. I'll write a book. The story always has to end at some kind of elevated level. It cannot just end, let's say tomorrow, we're done. You always feel like there's something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Yes. But from educational point of view, everything that you learn, you're never going to understand what you actually learned until you get down that stage. Because ballet is connected. So the dance we learned, everything is from the technique class. There's no disconnect. Everything connected. So only way, in my opinion, to evaluate, to have the assessment, how did you do, just like a test. Truly how much do we learn about ourselves? How much do we learn about the knowledge Mr. Ricardo said, Ms. Valera said, what I said, is under a little bit manage the pressure. That pressure, maybe is a Asian mentality to me. I like that pressure. I feel like under the pressure, the best and the worst come out of us. Best, great, worst, you can learn from. So I feel like you can never really conclude something unless there's a drama. Not necessarily theatrical drama, but inside of you. You need to reach a certain type of intensity. And you can tell yourself, wow, that was amazing. And that wow, that was amazing feeling in all business is under the light, in front of costume, on stage. That's it. Everything, it has to be concluded in that mode. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Because there's no period. There is no conclusion. You write an introduction, the story, there is no conclusion. So Yes, and I feel just for yourself, I think you needed to feel something because it created nervousness. We always, even at our first DUCON, we had it in the studio theater in the university. We all and broadcast. So you needed to know, okay, there's other people watching me, and that pressure is important in our business.
I have a question. I feel like, especially lately, ballet has been evolving and incorporating a lot more diversity within it. And I feel like your program has really led that movement almost, at least from what I'm exposed to, when it comes to different body types, different ethnicities, ages, lifestyles. Like, it feels like you cater to everyone. Was that intentional for you? Did you want to open up ballet to a diverser audience, or is that just something that happened organically?
It happens organically. You know, it's a very good topic. Ballet is blind. Ballet doesn't see the bodies. Ballet doesn't see the colors. Ballet doesn't see gender. Ballet doesn't see anything. It has its own thing. It's developed throughout history, and many people have put into it. Became a curriculum, became an art form, and has certain things turned out. Point of view has certain things that is technically that insisted in this curriculum, and that is subject to everyone. It's not like I see a body type, I say, you know what, you don't have to do this. If I see another body type, you don't have to do that. Or I see a body type, you have to do this. That's incorrect. Ballet is blanket to everyone. And as an educator, I'm responsible to carry out that doctrine. If anybody, so anything in the industry goes wrong, is that educator, that messenger, has put his or own things onto the ballet's eye. You understand? So they put their own understanding to it, and it becomes their own preference. Ballet has no preference. There's a threshold. When you want to go to a professional, there's certain things. Just like how many people will learn piano play? Those guys all learn instruments. You learn. The piano doesn't know who is doing it. Piano just reacts to the key that pushed that thing down, right? However, there's a threshold. If you want to go become a professional pianist, or I wanted to be a concert pianist, that requirement is different. So that is not such a thing, it's called segregation. That is a technical insistency, a technical divide. That if you are going to be on stage, to me the divide is, if you're going to be on stage asking people to pay for it, that's between professional and non-professional. Non-professional, I volunteer. Everybody come this Saturday, 8 o'clock, at such address, for free. I'm going to perform for you for free. That, or you ask, I'm going to even ask $5. That's a difference right there. Because when you pay $5, you expect a certain type of outcome, certain type of expectation. So that's the difference between professional and non-professional. Professionals has responsibility to carry out ballet form in such ways, right? So that also is from technical point of view and not from the color of the skin, body type, anything else. It's from the technical point of view, whether that person can safely, correctly carry out the task or not. That goes like with every profession. Accountant, I like to add. I love to work with calculator. From that hobby to you employ 200 employees work for you. These people all have to carry out tasks correctly. Because if anybody goes wrong, the whole thing breaks down. Correct? So the ballet company is exactly same thing. That's a differentiation between the professional and non-professional. So, but our industry, I'm not you know, I do ballet. Ballet is coming from Europe, but look at how flourishing in Asia at this moment, right? It can benefit. That's why it does not discriminate. People discriminate. Ballet does not. But having that said, the pay and non-pay has a difference, just like any other profession. That's my position on this.
That's a really good explanation, because that's what I've always been wondering. Like, what's the difference between, you know, people who want to go pro and people who do it as a hobby? And I get it.
And the professional companies, they do have the responsibility. Yolanda just talked about, she has a responsibility to shareholders. She's responsible for public company. Every quarter, you're responsible to show the returns to the shareholders. Artistic director have the responsibility to the people who comes to the theater pay. They do. And they gotta use their eye and discipline to uphold that responsibility and to make sure that company's standard, artistic and technical standard, is worthy that whatever they charge incredible amount of money right now. If you go to Kennedy Center, if four of us, a family, 2 daughters, my daughters and my wife, 4 of us going there, plus parking, plus tickets, it's going to be nearly $400 or more. That's a lot. So, and you're going to expect this production being carried out the way that is worthy, that monetary value, right? So that's the difference right there. So I do not believe people should put their own beliefs and make anything, that line, blur. I believe that. Just like accountant, I cannot hire somebody like to play with calculator as accountant. That certain skill needs to be there in order for that person to earn the job, to earn a living with that. What do you do for a living, Amy? What do you do?
I'm a program manager for a technology company. So I manage bidding and business, and I support the company to sell custom data center hardware to cloud providers like Google, Apple, and some Asia players, enterprises, telco.
Yeah, and everything we do has a precision element to it. Priyon, what do you do?
I'm a lawyer, so so I really get what you just said.
I'm a bit clinical in my field. I don't blur the line. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I like clarity. I do like clarity.
You can't ask anyone on the street to represent you in court. So.
What's your specialty? What's your specialty?
Litigation. So I fight people in court. Yeah.
I actually had to serve somebody. Actually. Yeah, I did.
Let me know when you have a lawsuit in Thailand.
In Thailand.
Well,
I love it.
Maybe soon, in a few days.
He now knows, yeah. It's an open door now.
You get my client base.
But you know what, we're all together, you know, we're all complete, different, you know, grown up, you know, and everything, but we all, as human, we all have something in common. At least in this circle of community, you know, we want clarity. I think I want clarity, and you'll want clarity, right? We want to be genuine, right? I think those words describe who we are and what we do and why we're here, and care and support and to each other. And the ballet, if the dance that we do together, I mean, you really require everybody to, as I talked about today, quarter ballet is hard because you not only worry about yourself, you have to worry about your teammate next to you, to the left, to the right, everything. And after that, you build this group of people really strong, I mean, lifelong friends. So I'm just so happy everybody is here. And I love this group, particular group. You know, every group is different, right? Don't you agree? You've been to 3 now.
4.
4.
Yes!
Nothing is true.
5th one's for free. Okay? I made this law. I just made this rule right now. You do the 5th one, you do 4, the 5th one's free. 4 for 5 deal. Okay.
Including airfare next time, yeah.
but anyway, I'm just so I just appreciate you guys so much. Long way, from home. Some of us farther. We have to make our time worth here. It's the worth our time and energy. We can't just to do halfway.
Yeah, I think it's like
That's why I yell sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like after every DUCON or meeting in person, because online is online, but if you have a chance to meet each other, your teacher or your friend, the connection become more special. Like you are more in touch with the person. Then when you go back to online, there is a continuity of how you work. Because when you see a person in person, like you are a body language expert, right? So I think it's like just a human touch, and from then when we work on something, that should be more effective because you get to know me better, I know you better. And I think we especially like the clarity of your teaching. I feel like ballet is very complex. Sometimes we are being fed with a lot of information, we get very overwhelmed. Or hey, I've been thinking so much until we feel so tense, can't move. But then when we in your class, we feel that you are able to bring out a few very important clues of feedback that is very critical, and that's all what we need. And I think that play a big impact on the overall.
Thank you very much.